News of Talk 1380 WALK, Voices in the Streets Unfiltered. Your man Iamxavierbrandon on the MIC with my girl
Desiiteee.
and we got a special Voices in the Streets
guest
family in the building today. Pastor of Transformation Church, Transformation Nation General himself, Mr. Mike Todd. What up?
What up, fam? Y'all good today?
We good, we good, man. It's a pleasure for you to be in the city with us.
Excited to
It's
be
an
in
honor
the
to be sitting with
ATL, and y'all are like the voice of the street.
Hey,
so the
man.
fact that I'm here is just an honor, man.
Man, definitely. We had to bring you up here, man.
Yes.
All right, so tell the people why you here.
Okay, so the first thing, I love Atlanta. That's the first reason. Second thing is, man, I'm trying to tell people about this new book that I've written called Damaged But Not Destroyed, going from trauma to triumph. And I honestly know that a lot of people right now, no matter how much they acting like everything good, they're going through something. No matter how much MAC makeup, no matter how much Louis and Gucci, no matter how many cars you have, the truth of the matter is we get out of them whips and we still feel weary. And I really want to help people actually heal. I want them to actually stop numbing and isolating and actually to deal with their issues. And the only reason I can be qualified to say this is because I've done it. And over the last 5 years, man, I've walked through a journey behind the scenes, not what anybody's seen up front and in platform, behind the scenes, to really look at what healing really looks like, dealing with your past trauma really looks like, and then walking into triumph. And I just want to encourage somebody that feels really low right now that the value is still in you. That no matter what you've been through, no matter what they took away, no matter what them leaving did to you, that there's still value in you. And you should really understand that you may be damaged, but you're not destroyed.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah, so you wrote the book Relationship Goals, and now we have this book. How long did you know, I guess, that this was going to be what's next?
So I wrote Relationship Goals, and then I wrote another book called Crazy Faith. And by God's grace, somehow both of them went New York Times bestsellers. And if black people don't know what that means, that's real special. Right. Let's just be very clear.
You kind of up there.
That don't happen. I barely passed English class, so the fact that I got 2 books on the New York Times bestseller, that's nuts. And then every summer I take time away from church and away from everything. I call it a sabbatical, where I spend time with my family, spend time with God, spend time just recalibrating my soul and my spirit and just making sure I'm good to take on another year of helping people add value. And while I was praying one day, 2 summers ago, I just felt like I got a strong impression. Your next book is Damaged But Not Destroyed. And I was like, what? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I feel like I got other messages that have more steam and heat and da-da-da-da. And I just felt like it was whispered to me. He said, I want to help people find their value. And you're going to help them through your story. So I wrote the book. And then literally after writing the book and doing all the different things like that, I finished it. And then the next month, that's when the spit hit the fan.
Yeah. And I was going to get into that. And
Let's
so
go.
I was like, we got to talk about this.
We got to. This is the voice of the street.
Social media was in an uproar.
Social media was in an uproar. Let me explain what happened. All right, so Michael Todd is a very great illustrator of the message that Jesus did. So on one of his sermons, what he decided to do was demonstrate when Jesus heals the blind man, right? And Jesus heals the blind man by spitting on the ground and then puts it on his eyes, and then he can be able to see. Well, he does it twice. I mean, if you read the scripture, it shows he does it twice, right? And then he's able to heal.
You a preacher, bro.
He
said he did it twice. See, they don't know that. The regular people don't know that.
I gotta
shout you out for that.
You gotta break it down for the people. All right. So anyway, so what he does though, he uses his brother. Yeah. As the example,
my real little brother.
His real literal brother, right? As an example, and so he spits on him, and that is like. People are just like, oh, it's a pandemic, it's disgusting, whatever like that. How could you do that? I guess my question to you is, because again, I've watched, so I know what your response was afterwards, but a lot of people don't. So like, how did you deal with that? How did you feel about it? Yeah. And what came out of it from you? Like, what did you take away from that experience?
So this is a beautiful question, and I love answering it because it actually shows everybody humanity. Like I believe I'm a pastor, but I'm a person first. Like no matter what your profession is, you're a human being before you're that. And so raw, hot, humble, open, and transparent, it hurt like a mug. Like that. People that I've been going to bat for, paying their bills, trying to change the community, like one thing, and it was like they switched up on you. Like, but at the same token, it was the most beautiful thing because the fire actually refined me. It showed me what was really there. And thank God I had been doing my work. I had been in counseling. I had great community. I really believed the stuff that I was talking about. And in that moment, I cut off all social media. I went to Napa with my wife and another couple that's an accountability couple with me. And I just remembered who I was. And I remembered what I was supposed to do and remembered who I was calling. I cussed a little bit. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as you should.
I had to
let it out.
Right.
I had to like get that venom out because the very people that turned on me was the people that I knew I was called to help.
Right.
And so I couldn't get up on a Sunday and do no hater message or talk about they mama because I'm a fighter. Like my natural, all right, let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it really showed me that there was something that had changed in me because my initial response was not my response that I came back with. And somebody asked me the other day, they was like, do you wish it would have never happened? And there's a part of me, the immature part of me says, I wish that would have never happened. But the mature part of me said it had to happen because the person I am, the man I am on the other side of finding out all of the things that were in me, why did it affect me so much that people didn't like me? That went back to trauma. That touched on 12-year-old Mike. That wasn't Mike Todd the pastor. It was like they don't like me. Like or why did it hurt so much that like my intentions were misunderstood? Like and it took me back to the place so I could really get healing. And the crazy thing about it is I had finished this book before that happened. So literally I finished the book and God was like, all right, we gonna see.
Right.
And it was like, hold on, damn it, we got the story. That's for them, not for me. And God was like, no, you remember we made a deal. You can never preach about nothing you ain't gone through.
Right.
And so we had to go back and re-edit and put stuff back in the book. Like there's a whole chapter called When the Spit Hits the Fan. And I take you through the whole thing, like what I was thinking, what was going on. But I think this is so important to let everybody know that we're not defined by our most damaging moment. It's what we do with that moment. And for me, man, who I am today, after that happened, is a man that I could not have been unless something like that happened. And I tell people it was like I was living in black and white and now I see in full color. Because I found out that what damage happens to you may have not been your fault, but it is now your responsibility. And so now, I'm dangerous now. And I say that in the most humbling way. I'm dangerous because I don't need what I used to need. I don't need nobody to like what I do. I know I'm called and I got purpose. I don't need everybody to buy this book. They already paid me for it. And I'm saying that to say like something has changed on me that's like, no, just add value. Just do what you're supposed to do. And God's like, I'll take care of the rest of it, man.
It's funny because sometimes I think we pray for things, right? And we want to be a better human being and we want to grow. I always tell people, yo, you got to be careful what you pray for. Because God uses like trials and tribulations as your spiritual workout plan. You know what I mean?
Sir.
So it's like you'll sit there and be like, oh, I want to do this. And be like, all right, we're going to see. We're going to see.
So let me tell the truth. It's like, God, I want you to raise my platform so I can help more people. He was like, all right, spit. And I'm like, no, you could have done it a different way. I mean, because you think about it, like just a couple of months earlier, our church gathered together and we gave away $8 million.
I was going to say that like, because I'd see that. You know what I mean? Y'all give away mad money to people.
With no strings attached.
But that doesn't get publicized on social media.
One news article.
Nobody coming up there and saying like, you know, when Tulsa celebrated
100
years, y'all did a whole situation.
We brought every survivor that was still there who had never received reparations in 100 years, and we gave them $200,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nobody wrote about it.
But nobody writes about that.
Nobody.
And so one more question for you, and Des, I know you probably got a question too, is like, why do you think that as pastors, like people put pastors on such a high like platform or whatever like that, and as soon as something happens, like they just tear them down as if y'all are not humans?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you think that is?
Because it is the human nature to feel better about yourself because you've not dealt with your own trauma. So the truth of the matter is I have more grace for people who are celebrities, spotlight, whether they believe in God or not, because of what I just went through. And what's happening is you find grace for people that you can identify with. But if you think like somebody's like, oh, that's them, they da-da-da-da-da, and you don't feel good about yourself and you still working off your insecurity from 16, like you tear people down because somehow it subconsciously, it makes you feel better about yourself. But I think that we should be building each other up. I think no matter what we believe, like you were created in the image of God, and I need to be lifting you up and pushing you up. And especially as a black community, when we got a whole bunch of other stuff against us, we should be lifting each other up. But it's the same, it's generational patterns. It's the crab in the barrel. And we got to do something different. And the only way to do something different is to actually deal with your damage.
Right.
Like I only can deal with my damage, and then it can make me be like, hold on, I can actually help somebody else reach their destiny. And that's what I'm here to do.
That's awesome.
Right. So for the book, who exactly did you write this book for?
So it's funny. They always ask you, when you write a book, because somebody's gonna write a book out there, they always ask you who you want to dedicate the book to. And I've dedicated my other book to my wife, and I've dedicated to my children. This book is different. I dedicated it to my grandchildren. Now the reason that that's strange is because my oldest daughter is 10. But I'm a legacy guy. I'm thinking in the future. And the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And everybody has, especially in the African American community, it's like, well, I'm gonna leave them some money, I'm gonna leave them some cars, I'm gonna leave them some a house, and all of that's good. But I think a stronger way that we could leave our children's children is with emotional health. Knowing that we didn't just sweep things under the rug, that we went to counseling, that we did therapy, that we had hard conversations, we loved each other. And I just feel, for me, this was a culmination of me doing the hard work. And I wanted my grandkids to know, like, you can deal with your stuff too. Yeah, I left you a this and that, but I left you a legacy of black men doing emotionally healthy things. And I just pray that it blesses generations to come.
Well, definitely. Before we get out of here, I just want to put this publicly. I told you this off air. Like, I came through and got connected with you through Crazy Faith. One of our coworkers, China, was like, "Yo, X, you got to listen to this dude, Michael Todd. Man, he's dope, crazy." I was like, "All right, we'll
in the
see."
group chat.
I was like, "We'll see."
Your sermons
see.
was in the group
I was
chat.
like, we'll see. All right.
Wow.
So then finally, I was like, let me just check him out. You know what I'm saying? So I checked you out, and I was like, it really connected. And one of the things that connected with me was that you have a son who's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And my son is on the spectrum. So to see a black man vocalizing about the challenges that it faces and how it takes crazy faith to be able to be a good father and a good husband and a good person for his son, like, that was something I want to salute you publicly for, because a lot of people probably don't give you that type of props and praise for that. You know what I mean? And it takes a lot of work for that. So tell the people how they can follow you, how they can get it tapped in, and
when's the book
when the book's coming up and where to get it.
October 3rd, Damaged but Not Destroyed, everywhere books are sold. It ain't some off-brand website. You can go to Target. They'll be right there. Okay? Right. Amazon, everything. And if you want to tap in with me, at I Am Mike Todd on all the social medias. We just want to help add value to your life. No matter what you're going through right now, I want you to know you may be damaged, but you're not destroyed. And your boy will help you get to a better place.
Now, the next series that's coming out is
October 1st, Transformation Church. Tap in with me.
Sunday.
I'm starting a series. You've never been to a church like this. I'm going to be real. Like, we're not going to skate around it. We're going to talk about it. But for 9 weeks, I'm going to be doing a series called Damaged But Not Destroyed. And I'm going to give y'all the exclusive on the message title for the first week.
All right.
I'm doing a message called Snitches Get Stitches. Okay?
all right.
I'm just telling everybody.
Snitches get stitches.
Right here on the word on the street. Voices on the street.
Make sure.
Make sure you
will.
This Sunday. Yo, appreciate you, man. It's Voice in the Streets Unfiltered.
Yes,
Xavierbrandon on the MIC. My girl.
Desiiteee.
Mike Todd. Tap
We out
in.
here.
We here.